Hello, everyone. It's James here. Just going live very quickly. I was meant to go to gym and it got cancelled, so I'm here, but I've got to go back to fetch someone at the gym just now. Just quickly checking all the settings here, making sure that everything's showing up quite well, and I think it is. I hope so. This is a pre-recorded studio. This is going to be 2 or 3 minutes. I want to go through these charts very quickly. If you managed to get here live on time, that's great. If you didn't, I'm sure it'll be up on YouTube. MSTR, I just put a couple of these up on X. MSTR has gapped up in pre-market. A bit of a mini collapse yesterday after D-Day approached. We didn't get D-Day. Nothing really happened, and the ceasefire has been extended. MSTR gapped up. I think if we had had a problem yesterday, we would have seen crypto slumping down quite a lot, but we didn't. MSTR gapped up, so excellent. And you can see that Bitcoin's moving up as well. And quickly looking at this page, bear with me. This is literally a 3-minute update. I'm trying something out here. Now, Bitcoin has got up to the top of the wedge. We've still got 50% hedged. I'm very worried about this level here, but the way we're approaching it with such determination, and we're now on the 4th attempt at the top. We had 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 at the bottom, but this move up to the top, it's quite forceful, quite deliberate, and it's not the normal flaggy, rangy stuff. And we're busy trying to get through there. So with a bit of luck, we will. Next stop, I think, is about 80 or 85 even. That's the 200-period moving average. And if we look at the CME chart on the futures here, similar sort of picture. We're at the 100-day moving average, the channel top, the CME gap bottom. We've got through the long-term trend line. That's very good. I think we're probably going to go up to 85. I think the bottom of the empty zone through the CME gap to fill that gap. Most of it is a gap, really. Even that little bit above the yellow zone, it's pretty empty, almost no volume there. Fair value gap, if you will. So maybe we'll have to get up to 85, and maybe that's going to happen today. And if we look at this back on the on this chart, where are we now? Oh yes, on the futures chart, look where we are at the 100-period moving average. Is not evident on the spot price chart at Coinbase. So there we are. If we can get through here today, I think we're going up to 85, and then I'll hedge a little bit more. We're 50% hedged here. And if we do manage to break up, we might add some more on, successful break through the gap, and then try and hedge at the top here about 85, ride that back down to the channel breakout area, the CME gap, back down to about 80, maybe slightly lower, 79, 78, currently where we're trading. So let's see how we go. I'm pretty excited. I think we're entering maybe what we were expecting to happen late last year. Maybe it's been delayed by 5 months or so. And maybe this is the rally. Don't get too optimistic about Bitcoin and cryptos, because maybe this is the top at the bear flag. Now, NASDAQ, S&P, everything moving up. I want to go to the master page where I've got basically everything that I'm looking at with some vigor on right now. And we've got Bitcoin, as I said, there moving up nicely. NASDAQ, I don't know. I'm kind of hedged on the NASDAQ and the S&P. We've had 14 days, 15 today, going up on the NASDAQ with no bear candles, no black candles, no red candles. And so I think we've got to have to pull back. And we're also at the top 200-period Bollinger Band. No, that's a different thing. We'll talk about silver and gold in a minute, very shortly. I've got to get going. Got to get in the car in about a minute's time. So this is NASDAQ, top 200-period Bollinger Band, very similar Zweig breadth thrust. Look what happened last time. We came out, we got to that level, hesitated for a while. We might have to do that now, although we've broken up through the top already. And once we got through the top on that last thrust, we barely looked back for a couple of months. We had a bit of faffing around in the middle of the year and a bit of faffing around at the end of the year, and we've rolled down into this dip. We didn't get to the lower 200 period, but we're at the upper 200 period now. So it's a little bit difficult. I'm angled long, and we'll add on dips, of course, but whether we can sustain this rally or not, I don't know. And if this does, NASDAQ, S&P, similar story. If these start coming down, they'll bring Bitcoin possibly down with it. I mean, look at that move. It's quite unbelievable. 14 or 15 days without a black candle. Although we had one yesterday on the S&P, we've got to be a little cautious here. All right, so basically bullish on everything on this page, except for maybe gold and silver. Now, I tried a little short on silver, preemptive strike, if you will, getting down through those moving averages with yesterday's big bear candle and approaching the bottom of the wedge. We're stuck between the 50 and the 20-period moving average and back inside. Well, we sort of spiked down below it briefly, but we're back inside the rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern, and we're below the 2 longer term moving averages, excuse me, with the 20 below us and the 200 miles below us. So I still think that we're going to have to get lower, down to about 55, 50, maybe even 48 on silver. But seeing as I'm fully hedged now, if we break out through the top, and I said this in yesterday's video, I'll try and get long, and maybe for a rally back up to about 96, maybe all the way back up to the top. But if we start moving down, I'll add some more shorts back on. I stopped that trade out, by the way. We got short, we rallied up, I stopped it out for a 10% position, stopped it out for a tiny loss. So I'll have another go if we close beneath the wedge and look for that move down to 55, 50, and maybe 48. And silver and gold will probably follow suit. But I think it's 50-50 in my opinion. I don't know if they're going up or down. I'm sure some of you will have your own opinions on it. But for me, I'm just going to stand aside for now and see what happens in these patterns on both gold and silver. You can see gold sort of rolling down, silver's rolling down, but supported within this rising wedge, which is nevertheless a bearish pattern. Now on metals, let me just go to this page. I've also got a long on copper. There it is there. Copper and natural gas are actually my two favorite instruments at the moment, given the demand side and also the supply side. Demand is increasing for both and supply is not keeping up, both silver and copper, and demand's increasing for pretty much the same reasons. Although copper has a little bit more upside to it, I think, because of all the munitions used up during this war and the replenishment. Not only the Americans and the Israelis, but everyone else who's been using weapons needs to replenish their stuff. So copper's looking great. And look how we held the top of that channel. And we are sort of, I think it's, fantastic. So I think copper could get to $10, $20, $30 in time. It's a very, very, very important metal. I've got nothing on platinum. And then quickly, and I've got to go in a minute or two, looking at energies, natural gas still moving up. We didn't get that dip down, which I thought we might, which is kind of positive, but we haven't got much momentum moving up. We're stuck beneath the 100-period moving average. We're above the 20, the 50. That's all good. The RSI is approaching an overbought situation, and we've got there's not much momentum here. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm still long, and our last long position was 2.6. We're 2.71 now, and this 2.71 level we really must hold. It's a very, very important level. We've tried many, many times over the last couple of weeks, once or twice over here, and on that occasion we managed to get through and hold above it for a candle or two, and then fell back down. We've now managed in this 4-hour candle to hold above it one more time. This candle closes in 20 minutes time. So if this candle, this current candle, 4-hour candle, can hold here and look something like this when it closes, that's pretty bullish. Right, there's my phone. I've got to get going. Hang on one second. Hello? Fine, fine. Who's that? Okay, I can't talk now. Can you call me back in half an hour, please? Sorry about that, folks. That was the gym calling. It's another long story. I'm looking for a new gym. Anyway, coming back to these charts. So if we can hold above there for the next 20 minutes, that's at least a small victory for natural gas. And I think we can get up to 375. I don't know how long it will take though, and whether we've got to have further dips. Now, oil, given what's going on in the Straits of Hormuz, the negotiations, the ceasefire, which has been extended indefinitely, that's really weird. The blockade remains on both sides, apparently. The US blocking and Iran blocking, everyone blocking. But there seem to be ships going through, and oil price has not rallied. I'm trying to get this up to the underside of the channel to get shorter, to get more shorts. And I know there's some of you in the private group looking for that little rally, and maybe we'll get it. This is quite supportive. We bounce off the 50. Many of these instruments are stuck between the 20 and the 50 period, simple period moving averages on the day chart. So yeah, if we can get up to 93 or 94 or 95, I'll add some more shorts. If we can't, then I'll have to go with what we've got, and we've got a fair chunk on at the moment, but I wouldn't mind getting some more. I think this is an excellent trade, and in time it might be fast or it might be quick. I don't know, but we are probably going back down to 68. That's this channel that we broke out of with the beginning of the war with a gap. there is a little gap above us at around about 100, between 90 something, 97 and 100, that we might have to reach into. So are we going to go to that gap or this gap, or are we going to ignore both of them and just trade as if they're not there? Probably. So I think we'll probably faff around for quite a long time still under this channel, maybe probe up a little higher, and then eventually we'll get a sudden collapse back down to the top of this falling channel, bullish falling channel, at around $68. And then eventually I think we'll get back down to 55 and 50 and maybe 48. So that's oil. So short on oil, long on natural gas. I'm still long on uranium. Uranium and lithium are dropping off a little bit as the other energies go up. So as natural gas and crude oil rally a little bit, you'll often see uranium and lithium dipping down a bit. They're kind of competitors in a way. All right, so I think that's everything, folks. I've really got to go. I hope you found this useful. I'm trying to do new formats here on YouTube to make things more useful for viewers, and make it more practical, so that when something interesting comes up like this, or I've got a gap, I can make a video and you can at least get some info, even if I can't do a formal live stream. Here's Bitcoin moving up now, 78,162. And we're about to break through that high. Next target, 85, I think. The 200 period moving average, the bottom of this last bear flag drop down level, I suppose, flat bottom. That's an excellent target, 85. And then eventually next time, if we keep moving up, and I still have the idea that we could get back down to 48,000 on Bitcoin. I haven't abandoned that completely, not at all. So, maybe if we get up to 85 or the top of the previous bear flag at about 80, at about 90, well, that's quite a long way up, actually, 97. So long, sort of big, sort of wide flag there. But somewhere between 85 and 95 might be the top for this year, or, for the rest of this year until the end of the year. I don't know. I generally think that Bitcoin's going up, as are most risk assets. So, but we have this idea that Bitcoin's got to complete its cycle. It's got to drop down to 48. Everyone's on that thing. I'm not such a cycle fanatic as many others are, but I do think that they're important. Okay, folks, I've got to go. I don't know who's here, who's watching, who's not, but I have to go and go and deal with my stuff. Sugar. All right. I'm not looking. I can't do sugar now. Pape. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, everyone. Take care, everyone. Speak to you soon. Hi there, I'm James. I'm the founder of ArcisFX. I'd like to personally invite you to join our 24/7 trading group. This is built for traders who want an edge. Inside, you'll get access to live calls on Forex, commodities, crypto, energies, and metals, along with exclusive daily analysis designed to unlock your trading potential. And this in both traditional and now in digital markets. I'm talking Bitcoin, crypto, altcoins, and tethered currencies. You'll gain early access to insider news, real-time updates, real-time support, and premium educational content. If you want to sharpen your skills and boost your success rate, then join me and Paul in this community. This is a fast-growing community of traders who are now writing their own success stories. So don't wait. Join up now. Your edge starts right here.